What professional advice did someone ignore that came back to bite them immediately? My cousin's wedding weekend turned into a nightmare when I spotted bedbugs at the historic hotel where all 200 guests were staying for the celebration. The rehearsal dinner had just ended, and guests were mingling in the ornate lobby when I noticed those telltale rusty stains in the seams of an antique sofa near the bar. My 6 years in pest control meant I recognized exactly what those dark spots along the wooden frame were, and my stomach dropped, knowing what this meant for everyone staying here this weekend. I pulled my cousin aside and whispered that the entire hotel was infested, and by tomorrow morning, every single guest would wake up looking like they had chickenpox. She thought I was joking until she saw my face. Then she grabbed her fiancé Galen, who immediately wanted to talk to management about moving the entire wedding. I approached the night manager at the front desk and showed him photos I'd taken on my phone of the evidence. Your hotel has a severe bedbug infestation, and you need to relocate all these wedding guests immediately before they wake up covered in bites. He glanced at the pictures for maybe half a second before sliding my phone back across the marble counter. Sir, this establishment has been hosting events for 90 years without a single complaint about pests. I pulled out my certification card showing my licensed status as a pest management professional. I do this for a living, and I'm telling you that by morning your guests are going to be eaten alive, I pressed. The manager's face turned red as other guests started noticing our heated conversation. Are you trying to get free rooms by making up stories about our cleanliness? His voice carried across the lobby, and several people turned to stare. I sighed. Listen, you pompous idiot. When a grandmother goes into anaphylactic shock from 100 bites, her family won't care about your 90-year reputation. He picked up the desk phone and called security while maintaining eye contact with me the entire time. If you continue to harass our guests with these false claims, you'll be removed from the property. My cousin touched my arm and whispered that maybe we should just drop it, but I couldn't let 200 people suffer through what was coming. You're going to have a lobby full of people tomorrow looking like plague victims, and I'm going to make sure every single one of them knows you were warned. The security guard appeared and escorted me back to my room with a warning that any more disturbances would result in my removal from the premises. Around 3 a.m, I slipped out of my room with the industrial-grade permethrin I always keep in my truck for emergencies. The manager's master key card was in my pocket after I'd lifted it from the bar where he'd been drowning his stress in whiskey. I hit the bridal suite first, then Galen's parents, then the grandparents, spraying baseboards and mattress seams with enough chemical to kill anything that crawled, my heart hammering every time the old floorboards creaked under my feet. I treated as many rooms as I could before security started patrolling the halls, and I knew I needed to go back to my room or risk being thrown out. The breakfast buffet the next morning looked like a scene from a medical horror film, with guest after guest stumbling in, covered in swollen red welts the size of quarters, some so badly bitten their eyes were swollen shut. The bride's family sat at their reserved table in perfect condition, while a woman at the adjacent table counted 57 bites on her daughter's back, loud enough for everyone to hear. "Why aren't you people covered in these things?" she screamed at Galen's mother, who could only shrug helplessly, while the manager stood frozen by the coffee station with his own neck looking like he'd been attacked by a swarm of wasps. I walked up to the front desk and placed my business card next to the bell with a note on the back. "I saved 12 rooms before your security stopped me, but you could have saved everyone." The health department shut them down that afternoon when a diabetic guest went into shock from the histamine reaction. The manager called me 2 weeks later sobbing and begging me to help with their remediation, offering 5 times my normal rate, but I told him I was busy helping hotels that actually listened to experts. My cousin still texts me every anniversary with photos from the wedding where she looked perfect while everyone else looked like extras from a zombie movie.